What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining for another recap session. So today I'm down $10.76, unfortunately. So I did hit my max loss. I took 7 trades and I only had one green trade. Actually, one of the trades was by mistake. I doubled up by mistake. So I was hovering on the button. I just had a bit of a spasm or something. I clicked the buy button twice, but I sold for like a 1 cent loss. So that technically I only took 6 trades, but that additional one where I bought 40 shares was a mistake, where I got out very quickly anyway, straight away, for a 1 cent loss. But yeah, so 6-7 trades, only one green. Yeah, let's dive in. Yeah, the action is definitely up and down today. It's not been the best sort of action we've seen over the past few days, but you know, we're gonna make do with what we have. All right, let me just share my screen. The first stock I traded was GNPX again. I don't know why I traded this again, to be honest. Should have learned my lesson from the other day. But I got in at 11.96 and I got out at 11.64. So that put me down $6.20 or 30 cents. And I got in, which area was it? 704. Where are we? So I was watching the pullback and I was hoping, I was looking for a 1 minute candle to make a new high, but didn't. So I sold for a 30 cents loss. It wasn't great. So it was on short sell restriction, and my broker just doesn't fill me when I sell on the ask because of their, I don't know whether they still have that stupid rule. I'm not short selling it, so I don't understand why I'm being restricted. Maybe it's something I'm not understanding. So I'm going to email them today just to verify what the reason is, because when the stock is hard to borrow and short sale restriction, they means that you can only sell on an uptick. But in this case, I was just unwinding my position, so I don't understand why I'm affected by that. Anyway, so that was one trade I took on that stupid thing. So that put me down $6 and a bit. And then the next thing I looked at was POLA. So I had a winning trade on this, $2.30 or 40 cents. I traded this area, 736. Where are we? So this candle here, I got in at 489. I basically anticipated this pop. I was watching the level 2. So what I realized is that I'm actually quite good at trying to understand where the breakouts could happen, where the tension is. But of course, what I've got to bear in mind is the resistance levels and where they form, and not buy into that. It is considered as a higher risk trade. But something like this, where I was watching the level 2 in this area and I was watching the action, I literally got in and sold for a pop. So 489, and I sold at 503. So that gave me about 14 cents. And then I was okay. Well, I'll recoup some of the loss from earlier, $2 and a bit. So I was only down about, I think, $4 or $5. Then I went back in again at 739. I was anticipating a breakout of this level here. So I got in at 523. Riskier trade. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm talking about it a bit more, I realized that I was anticipating a breakout because I was seeing green coming on the tape, and I was hoping for a breakout of this resistance level that we were forming here at 523, 524. But of course it didn't work out, and I sold for a loss at 512, and that was a 10-11 cents loss. Then I went back in by mistake. This is where I bought, I pressed buy twice, 40 shares, but I got out for a cent loss, so I can ignore that one. I wasn't a setup at all. I was just hovering. and I was holding the buy button, and I clicked it twice by mistake. So the next bit I got in at 5:45, which was here, and this candle here, it wasn't red to begin with. I was watching a 5-minute setup forming, hence why I got in. So we saw this candle close green with a shooting star candle in this 5-minute, and I basically bought. Where did I buy? 5-1. So I bought at the top of this. It was looking green. I was hoping that it was going to give us a surge. Selling had slowed down, but obviously it didn't work out as well. So that was it. I think so. I am down $1.86 on that. So I went from green to red on that, which wasn't great. Then news popped up on EDSA. I had the right idea with this one. I was trading this area, but I was so close to my max loss that my entry wasn't great entry, but so I sold very quickly. So I got in at 329 and I sold at 316, 317. But obviously it rallied back up and I would have been in profit anyway. So which candle did I get in at? 747. I got in at 747, 329. And then, yeah, so it was sort of high of this, break of the high of this candle. I got a fill at 329 because I was watching this area break high, and basically making a new high. But it didn't go as the way I wanted. So I sold for a loss as it was coming down. But as you can see, I could have not hold that position because it would have given, if this continued going down. If these two red candles were here, then of course you can imagine it would have been a much bigger loss. So my entry wasn't great, and then we obviously formed a indecision candle, a doji, and then followed by, I mean, these topping tails are not great. Like, it's just obviously selling pressure, so it's just not a good sign. Look, sometimes they will work out. Sometimes we'll just smash through that selling pressure, no problem. But cold market. So that was it. That was my last trade. Technically 6 trades all in all. Accuracy was low. Only 1 green out of the 7. But look, I mean, I'm walking away at $10.76. Am I, by sort of restricting myself, am I missing out on opportunities? Potentially, yes. But it's interesting. Since yesterday and today, where I've updated my max loss, what I've realized is that, okay, so it's affecting me where I'm consciously thinking about it. So I don't like that aspect of it, that I'm consciously thinking about my max loss in a sense that I'm getting close to it, and it's stopping me from getting into some positions where I feel like I'm hesitating. It's only been 2 days, so I need to give it a bit more time to understand how this is going to affect my trading stat altogether. But on the other hand, it means that I've limited myself to 6 or 7 trades today, and I'm walking away at $10.76 in the red. So if I didn't have that max loss in place, which is $10 at the moment, then I most likely would have continued trading. I would have been like, oh, I could probably go up to $15. But maybe by doing this, if today's just a cold market day and I'm not able to capture anything, then it's probably better to cut my losses sooner and stop the bleeding now, and then walk away and come back tomorrow and see what tomorrow holds. So that's another way of looking at it. But I'm going to give it some time. This obviously is the last week of October. I'll continue doing the same thing in November, sticking to the max loss with the same share size. And I just sort of see how it affects my stats. Like, there's no real rush here to rush anything. I'm experimenting with little tweaks here and there. September was a good month for getting the number of trades in, because I was trading, an average of 20 shares approximately a day. 20 trades a day, sorry, and sometimes more. But realize that of course, the month of September was different to this month in terms of volatility, how hot it's been. So all of these have a knock-on effect. So it's better to trim down and limit the number of shares and limit my exposure and to loss now than sort of push it and try to figure things out or be a hero in a cold market. So yesterday was a red day. Annoyingly, yesterday was only one trade. Mistake there was too much spread. There's went in with big size, as in 20, my full size. Should have reduced size, and that by the time I got out, I was already down $20-something. Today is a red day as well, but it's just my normal max loss, which is around $10. So I'm closing the day at $10.76. I didn't share the screen. Let me just show you guys. So $10.76. So GNPX was the biggest loser. Not sure if I like this stock anymore, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna be wary of it. And then obviously followed by POLA, which I was up green on, but then I felt like it was giving us more moves, but it didn't, obviously. And then EDSA popped up, which didn't work out as well. As you can see, EDSA is just, look at this, this is just nasty. It's not nice. It's not what you want to see. So move up, not a great move up, as you can see, a bit choppy here. I mean, this candle is just disgusting. What are you supposed to make of that? So I think that entry would have been a good entry. I just didn't get a good enough fill, but it sort of whipped up and down. Anyway, but you can see it just sold off very quickly a few minutes later. Yeah, definitely not a nice market for me anyway. Personally, I've not experienced, it's not this last few weeks has not been that great. I'm sure that people will make you money out there, but of course their style of trading is different potentially. But yeah, so the main focus is to limit shares, number of trades, quality setups. This max loss, hard max loss, is helping me be more picky. So I think I like that. But of course, you know, this is the nature of the game. You go in, you have a red day, and then you come back, and then you'll probably you'll be able to you might have a really good day. So we just don't know. It's just the point is that to limit these max losses and not let them spiral out of control. All right, have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.